family. The Habsburgs were Europe's most powerful ruling family. Philip II is going to rule Spain from 1556 to 1598. He is the most powerful and most important ruler in Spanish history. Remember about Philip II. The first thing is the Spanish Inquisition. This has to do with Philip being a devout Catholic. The second thing you need to know about Philip II of Spain is the Spanish Armada. It's together an armada. An armada is a fleet of warships. So he gets together 130 warships to invade England. 33,000 men on these ships. Who's victorious? Well, Ireland are very rocky. So the victor was England. This is important because we see the end of Spain's dominance as a sea power, and Philip will never, ever think he can invade England again. So we've got the decline of Spain as a power and the rise of England as a power. This time in Spain, we also have a cultural awakening going on. From 1550 to 1650 is Spain's golden century. We call it in Spanish Siglo de Oro. Starts with Henry VII. Of course, Henry VIII, very important. You know the story of Henry VIII. The failure of the Pope to grant him an annulment from Catherine of Aragon because he wanted a son. So what does he do? He appoints himself Pope of England and separates the English Church from the rest of the Catholic faith. Henry has two daughters, then he has a son, Edward. Edward dies young, although he does become king. He dies young. Mary is next. Mary I was raised by, our next country is France. And France has the Bourbon dynasty. Then Louis XIV, known as the Sun King. He was the most important and the most glamorous of all of the European monarchs. He was known as the Sun King because all of the nobility and royalty the rest of Europe revolved around him, revolved around the sun. Louis XIV was all we think of when we think of a king today. There was all of this pageantry and court behavior, and he was what everyone else wanted to be, all the other monarchs in Europe. Louis XIV is going to build the Palace of Versailles right outside of Paris. Versailles. Russia wants to become a major player in Europe, and the first